if you don't buy merch at room6.shop or be a patron on my Patreon page or buy some of my CDs, I gotta do what I can to try to fund this little hobby of mine. So I really thank you for watching it. I hope that you click the link if it interests you. The joys of shooting remote.
We're close to the air.
They're looking for you. This video is brought to you by Try the World. We'll hear more about them later, but for now, let's get on to today's video. Welcome to Room 6, or rather, not Room 6, the place dedicated to the local music scene and not so local music scene and the people that make it, including these guys. My guests today are part of a band that formed in Cuba in 2005 and have been in Vegas since 2015, 2016, right? Their style of music is black metal infused with some Latin flavors, and their self-titled album is out now. Please welcome to the channel, Ancestor of Kaos. Say hi.
Hi, and thank you for having us.
No problem. This will be an interesting one. Might be a little Spanglish going on. But I wanted to first of all say, if you don't know who Ancestor of Kaos is, thank you very much for watching. And number two, go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell them who you are and what you do in the band.
Okay, we are Ancestor of Chaos. We started this band in 2005. I'm Joel, I'm the guitar player.
I'm Alcides Rodriguez and the drummer.
I'm Josh, I'm the host. Right on. And then we have a new singer who's not here, right? And he was the bass player.
Correct. We just recently changed our lineup.
He got a demotion.
It's good because we know each other for like a long time.
Almost 10 years.
What's his name?
His name is Jorge and he lives in Miami. Actually, half of the band lives here in Vegas and the other half in Miami.
Oh, it's one of those bands.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on. So a lot of it is virtual and then...
No, not really. We get together once in a while. So we try to spend every 2-3 months like a week together, and we pretty much like we practice and get the leaders to get the leaders.
Get all the practicing
made,
individually and then
get
together.
the leaders made,
Yeah?
Build the songs together, so
Right on.
make plans.
Well, I wanted to touch real quick on the fact you originally were called Ancestor, but was there like another band with that name? Is that why it changed?
Like 1,000.
Oh, I see. So you wanted to stand out with Ancestor of Kaos.
Yeah, because before we formed the band, we used to play in another band with that name. So we when we started to make this album that we just released in July, we were the three of us that played in that band that had that name. So we bring it all together because you know that Google works like and the algorithms, and then you have a lot of bands with the same name. So we got Ancestor of Chaos since 2020 that we actually started here in Vegas, because before that we stopped for a while, and then in 2020 is when we built this place and we started recording here.
Nice. We're at the rehearsal space, by the way, so stick around because after this we're going to hear these two jamming out on a song called
Narco Metal Blasphemers.
Narco Metal Blasphemers.
Oh man,
I
we
love
did that song when we were like 19 years old.
So yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. It's also on their album. It's like the second to last song on their album, which I will be doing a review of if you'd like. And that will be, definitely subscribe so you don't miss out on that. That'll be coming. I'm looking forward to checking out the whole album and hearing what it sounds like with a whole band.
Cool.
So, can you talk to me about the Chaos Nether Silence?
Yeah, absolutely. That was, when we started, we played in different bands. And over there in Cuba, it's totally different than here, of course. But that was the first band when we started. But at that time, both bands coexist. So then when we changed our singer, we had their singer with us,
nice.
Who is the one that it's on that album. But it was like the place where we all started.
It was my band, my first band with
same
15 years old. So my first show with the Chaos Nerd Silent was with 15 years old. So
we are almost
basically,
40 now.
I grow up. I grow up right there. You know, like it was my first.
No,
opening.
back then, imagine, we were just starting to learn how to play our instruments. Mm-hmm. So we had to make a new band after that.
Jeez. You mentioned you're almost 40. You both look great, by the way.
I'm
50.
39.
I'm 36. I'm
36.
going to turn 36.
I'm 50, and well,
it's
obvious.
Oh, yeah. It's all about how you feel.
Yeah. And I'm playing black metal also. Gets you younger.
It's like my sport. That's my...
Okay, but I wanted to switch gears and ask some of the more usual, interview type questions. I already talked about in the intro the style of music you play. Does that sound right? Like black metal infused with Latin flavors?
It has some of that, absolutely.
Yeah, we try to flow basically in our cultures, like how do you say, like exposing, like exposing?
Yeah, we want to expose like the drum beats and especially the rhythm parts and that doesn't have to be
that flavor, that special flavor.
Yeah. Something that you have to add up to not making the same than everybody, because I believe everybody does that, but when you get a band that is coming from a different place it's not a place where you usually get your metal from, then that's when you find those things, because we actually didn't tell you. You find out when you listen to the CD.
Even Cuban music, like Latin music is very dynamic, right? So we try to bring that concept to our passion, right? So we like to play metal, so we bring that.
Because that's what we
flavor, right? That dynamic right there, like to make you dance, to make you feel what we're talking about.
I have a rare opportunity here. I want you both to go ahead and tell the audience in Spanish, how would you describe your band's musical style? Like in elevator pitch, just what you just said basically, but in Spanish. Go for it.
Somos Ancestor of Kaos y tocamos black thrash metal. Estamos aquí en Las Vegas para explotar. That's how we want it.
Sí. I comprendo un poquito. I understood a lot of what you said, but so black.
I can do it better.
Okay.
Somos Ancestor of Chaos y estamos aquí en Las Vegas. Tocamos black thrash. That's what we do. You're gonna feel a lot of different things going on in our music. But
Español.
Oh, it's that. Okay, let me think about that one, because I never had that question before, man. Okay, somos Ancestor of Chaos and we play
Español. Somos Ancestor of Chaos. Somos Ancestor of Chaos, una banda cubana que vivimos acá en Las Vegas, recién sacando nuestro álbum compilatorio y pues con una trayectoria desde más de 15 años haciendo música desde el 2005 como Ancestor y luego acá en el 2020 como Ancestor of Chaos.
¿Verdad?
¿Así?
Estamos en este momento preparando nuestro segundo álbum acá en Las Vegas en nuestro espacio y queremos hacer...
No, but he just said right.
Bueno.
No sé si a ti te gusta.
Sí,
hazlo
sí.
tú también si tú
Okay,
quieres.
yeah, you can use the better one.
Hey,
I'm using it all. Keep it all
This
in.
is the only part you're gonna have to
or you can mix it if you can.
All right, future Josh, we'll use his.
Nope.
No. Somos,
or maybe you know what, future Josh, work it out.
Okay, but you help me with what you said, because I don't know what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
So,
Sí, pero no te puedo interrumpir.
no, voy para.
Okay.
I can do it now. I'm gonna do it in Spanish. Somos Ancestor of Chaos. Estamos aquí en Las Vegas para tocar black thrash metal. La mitad de la banda vive aquí en Las Vegas, la otra mitad en Miami, y la música que hacemos es bien diferente y creo que les va a gustar.
Simón. Like, I couldn't say it any better. Literally.
No,
Te faltó La banda cubana.
Oh yeah, but I didn't say that we were Cubans. Wait. That's
Déjame a
important.
mí, veo.
It's okay.
Because it's in Spanish.
Yeah, use mine in Spanish. I think mine is very.
And there you go. If you understood that, bueno. Segundo. I wanted to talk. You've been in town for about 6 years, right? Coming up on 7 or whatever. Have you been playing as Ancestor of Kaos around town?
No, because we actually just started again in 2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we stopped in 2015. Then the 4 of us moved all around the states. Our singer went south. Mm-hmm. He went north. I came here to the west, and our bass player stayed in Miami.
In quarantine and
everything. So a little bit of that is also on the new album because we get all those experiences after being all over the states, going through a lot of different things, and somehow you put that in your music. So I guess that makes a good mixture.
Even when we get together, when we get back together, mm-hmm. we get more focused on get a better recording that we can get, that we can use, because it was super hard in our country have the result that we really want, right?
Right.
So we sit together and we say, well, let's work on the best record that we can show, because it was hard for the listenings
to understand what we were playing,
to understand in the recordings that what's happening at the drums. So we try to get it better.
Yeah, with this album that we just got out in July, mm-hmm. what we did is that we re-record songs that were previously on our 2 first albums, because when we started, we did a demo, 2 albums, and an EP back in Cuba, mm-hmm. but the quality of it was not really good. So we wanted to get those songs a second chance. That's why we record them again, and that's the album that we have out right now on all platforms, and you can check them out.
And Comprendo, I totally understand that when you listen to the older stuff, you're like, oh, cringe. What was I thinking? Why did I think that was good or whatever? Yeah.
No, it was just what we had at the time, and most people believe that black metal has to be lo-fi, and it's all about the feeling that you want to express. If that's okay with you, that's fine. But for us, it's very important that you can hear every instrument, mm-hmm. and especially the bass. That sometimes is you can't really feel it on the recordings. So because of the music that we do, that is not only blast beats all the time. You get a lot of different tempo changes. So we needed a good recording, and we were so lucky to find a guy in Europe. He has a studio called Ghostalgy Productions, and he really did a great job mixing an album.
And that was here?
We recorded here, and then we mixed it. He mixed it over there.
Oh, so he was in Cuba. Okay, he's in Cuba.
In France.
No, in France.
Oh, France. Oh, wow.
Yeah, because we really wanted to sound and to get the best possible sound, and we are very happy with the results.
Yeah, and the little bit I've heard so far, because again, I'm going to do the review and I'll really get into it, but the little bit I've heard so far, definitely you can hear what everybody's doing in the band, and you can definitely hear that there's work put into it, and not just, all right, here's the song, and we record, and we're done.
Yeah, this has been a work of, we started in 2005, and all those songs were the first songs that we ever wrote. So they have a special meaning for us, but at the same time, we've been playing them for so long that we already knew what we wanted to add to them, to each one of them.
Speaking of having a special meaning to you, I want to talk about your favorite show memory and your favorite, this as playing either as Ancestor or Ancestor of Kaos. What's your favorite show memory? Well, maybe it was like, oh, that was crazy, or that was really good. It checked off some rock star, moments I wanted to have. But also your favorite live music venue, and why is it El Patio de Maria?
Oh, what is it? I'm gonna.
No, I wanted to ask, why is El Patio de Maria your favorite venue? I know it must be.
It's not, because we played there with the bands that we had before. Mm-hmm. So by the time
as an ancestor.
no, with Ancestor. By the time we were created,
okay.
but each one of us play at that place that I'm gonna tell you more about. When all of us were starting to learn how to play our instruments. But then after that place was closed by the government, that's when. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit of that.
Talk about.
Yeah,
About
my favorite concert
what is
is
that place? What is that place?
Hold on. Because
Go ahead and tell him. I'm going to grab some water.
yeah. So I believe that the best experience that I have is when we open for D-Side.
D-Side?
Yes.
Wow.
Because we used to, that was one of our favorites, and we used to listen to that band back in Cuba and make little tapes of them. And opening for them was a really good moment. Actually, when we came from Cuba to Miami, every one of those first shows that we did together with that first lineup were very special, because in Miami we found a lot of kids that were from the same background, because that's like north of Cuba, so everyone in there, it's like from the same culture, comes from Cuban families and all of that, and their response to our music and the way they support us was so good that every one of those concerts was the most special moments of this band since we came here, and especially the shows at Churchill's Pub. That place,
At where? At where?
Churchill's.
Churchill's. Okay.
Yeah, this is a place in Miami that's closed down right now, but
oh, that's right. I saw a post from you about Churchill's Pub. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
an amazing
I love those
place
shows right there.
and the best experience we had in this country.
Yeah,
All right. How about you? Same thing?
I agree
Absolutely.
with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
And-
I feel so excited playing that place right there.
And the response that we have from the audience is something that we will always be thankful for.
So close. Yeah, so close.
There's a couple venues in Vegas that you're literally like getting sweated on by the band. You know, you're so close, you're right there. But you can also hang out away, and see the whole thing. But there's something special about a singer screaming their lyrics right into your face.
Yes. So back when we started, there was another place that was very special for us, because when back then there were not many venues doing shows. It's a really complicated place, completely different from here, because it's not a free country. So back then the scene, to put it in a way, was getting bigger, and this place called El Patio de Maria, where all Cuban bands used to play in Havana, was receiving like 400, 500 kids every weekend.
Wow.
And the regime thought that was not the image that they wanted to show of a communist country blocks away from the center, where they have the center of the government.
Yeah.
So basically they closed the place down, and it became a symbol, because it's a place that started
right there.
on 87 and all the way until 2002. So that's the place we are showing on the cover of our album, because even though the music that's on the album, we did it after the closing of that place. Each one of us, we are part of the generation that grew on that venue that was magic.
Yeah,
That was the first place, basically, where we started, when we listened to distorted guitar and blast beats.
I guess right
when
there.
we were 15 years old.
14 years old, my first show right there.
Nice.
When I, like, as an audience, right?
So imagine the
14.
first time you hear distorted guitars and blast beats, and
Oh, yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah. That actually leads me to my next question, which was earliest musical influence. And I wanted to go, let's go all the way back to little Joel, to little Osleys, to little you. And what is that first memory you have of, I want to do that? And was it there, or was it somewhere else?
Well, I was already playing some drums.
Right.
When
you weren't
I
playing this drums.
No, I start playing more like Latin music when I was like 11 years old. I start learn. Then when I get my hand a master of puppet,
Master of Puppets.
so I say, oh wow,
I can do that.
I wanna do that. So I wanna play that kind of music, because it's gonna allow me to you know, like
Express yourself.
exactly.
Yeah, a lot of musicians first, like early Metallica. You know,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, all that. And you?
I guess Iron Maiden. Somehow I didn't have a tape recorder
Right.
or a CD player or anything. So some guy owed my father some money and he paid him with a record player, an old Soviet record player.
Wow.
With a few CDs, I remember ABBA being one of the best ones. So then one day, out of nowhere, my brother, who is 10 years older than me, came home with two long plays. One Iron Maiden, Made in Japan, with Paul Di'Anno, has songs from the first two albums, and Motley Crue's Too Fast for Love.
Totally different sounds.
Oh man, but when I saw that Eddie's with the samurai sword on the cover and all the image on both records, they made a huge impact on me.
And Iron Maiden is huge just in South America.
Imagine the first time I see them live.
But where?
It was here in Vegas, actually.
Of course it was. Yeah. That band still just keeps
Absolutely.
just blowing people away. Yeah. Stick around. We're gonna take a quick little, well, not a booze break, a little hydration break here, and we'll be right back. Thanks, Josh from the past. As some of you know, I enjoy the occasional whiskey on this channel. Tasting and reviewing whiskeys makes me feel so gourmet. And that goes for trying out food from other countries, too. Sometimes I wish I could take a tasting trip around the world. Fortunately, there's Try the World. Try the World is the first gourmet tour around the world, but with no plane ticket needed. Just go to trytheworld.com and subscribe to receive a gourmet box from a different country like France, Japan, or Brazil every month. Discover a dozen of the best gourmet and cultural finds in each box, accompanied by beautifully illustrated culture guides explaining how to enjoy the food. Their site offers gift boxes, the premium signature boxes, and the very affordable snack boxes. I'm all about the snack box because you get 5 different snacks from 5 different countries every month. Normally, snack box subscriptions are $19 a box, but you do get a discount for an annual commitment. That's a price even musicians can afford. Just for watching this video, and for being part of Room 6, and for a limited time, you can use my affiliate link down in the description to get $10 off your snack box order by entering the coupon code SNACKBOX10 at checkout. Plus, you'll be helping out the channel. Thanks to Try the World for being a sponsor, and let's get back to today's show. We're back, and I want to thank you again for sticking around. By the way, if you just saw a sponsor spot, thanks for watching, because that's a new thing I'm doing. I'm doing the affiliate sponsors thing because, well, I would like to be able to make better videos. I would like to support the local scene more. But, you know, if you don't buy merch at room6.shop or be a patron on my Patreon page or buy some of my CDs, I gotta do what I can to try to, you know, fund this little hobby of mine. So I really thank you for watching it. I hope that you, you know, click the link if it interests you. The joys of shooting remote.
Very close to the
They're looking for you. Here comes the helicopters. So, a couple more questions, and then we're going to check them out jamming. And I wanted to ask, what is one thing that you would like to see in this scene that you really enjoyed in the Cuban metal scene? Or I should say, what is something in the Cuban metal scene that you really enjoyed that factor of it, and you hope that it's in this metal scene too?
With that subject, it's different. It's difficult to put both things on the same level, on any level at all, because there is no scene.
Oh, okay.
There. The way it is, it's good, and there are bands, and they do the best they can to do it properly, but the political factor behind the way everything is run makes it different than, so I can't really compare it here.
That's fair.
But one thing that I really enjoy about any scene at all is the ability to grow by themselves without receiving necessarily any help from
Any
the
support,
outside.
any
like,
support.
Like I really enjoy when I see bands playing house shows, when I see bands playing like they do in LA, a lot of patio shows and things like that. Because that's what a real scene is. When you got something that it's in a way supported by, let's say, a state in order to get other things from that, then it's not really.
It's not the same, yeah.
It's not the same. So that is something that makes it completely different.
Yeah, but I think anyway you have people who support your band, like who follow your band. That's the important thing to me. It's hard to do it. That's how we learn from, because if you got an easy, probably how do you say that? You don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You never appreciate what's given to you as much as you appreciate what you earn. And if you're watching this and you're part of the metal scene, reach out to these guys and hook up some shows, because I think you're really going to like them, and help them, get their wheels going here in the local scene. What I find, especially in metal shows and punk shows, is it becomes kind of like a reunion every time you go to a show. And it's just like, yeah, we did a show with you, and oh, hey, nice to meet you. Oh, you did a show with them, yeah, and it all becomes this whole big family.
By 2023, we actually want to start doing more shows here in Vegas, because back in Florida, we used to play a lot 10 years ago, but here we really want to start playing more shows. So starting 2023, I hope you get more chances to see Ancestor of Kaos playing in town.
Right on. All right, one last question. You made it. Yay. Going back to that question I asked about your earliest musical influence. Okay, talking to little you. Let's pretend we're talking to little you, or just new musicians. Okay? What is one thing you wish somebody had told you about getting into music and going down this road? And don't say change your strings. What is one piece of advice that you wish someone had given you when you were young and getting into it?
Get out of Cuba sooner.
Okay.
That was easy.
That was easy. So talking to little Joel, get out of Cuba sooner. Talking to new musicians, what? Get into a situation where you're allowed to do the music you want to do?
No, it's more about it's about being free. If you live in a space, in any space at all, it doesn't necessarily have to be a country, where you don't feel that you can really take your potential to the fullest because you have something on top of you that won't let you do it. Get out of there. It doesn't matter how. Just get to wherever you want to be, where you can make your dreams come true. It's all about that in the end, because you're not going to be here at some point and then people are going to forget you or people are going to remember you. It's just those two options.
Yeah.
Póngale la pregunta,
Yeah. Right? You got it?
Okay. I didn't hear it.
No, I say respond, answer the question.
Oh, okay. So
That answered the question for
yeah,
you?
and I think that also ties in with the you don't appreciate what is given to you freely.
Yeah.
Like if you grow up in America or in some place where you play whatever kind of music you want, and your family or your friends are supportive of it, it's not the same as I'm going to do it anyway because even though they say I can't, and I find that the people who had to struggle, who really had to fight to do the music they want to do, tend to put more effort into it. Whereas the people that grew up with a guitar in their hand all the time, or drums, every week was playing music with my family or whatever. It's a different style of music.
That's why if you ask me, what will I tell myself?
Get out of Cuba.
Get out of Cuba sooner.
Yeah.
Okay, done. So I want to thank you very much for sticking around. And stick around just a little bit longer. You're going to check these guys out performing that awesome song called
Narco Metal.
Narco Metal.
Blasphemers.
There we go. I wanted to hear you say it. All right. And thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being on the channel, guys. I appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. If you want to be
you
on
for
the
having
channel,
us.
if you want to be on the channel, whether reviewed, interviewed, or both, hit me up using my email address down there in the description, or click the Room 6 social media link. I'm all over the internet. It's also where you can find ways to support the channel like I talked about. Pick up some merch maybe. I've got all sorts of different designs like, did you remember to rock today? And I've got Patreon page with some patron-only content and a couple CDs of my own. Remember to be amazing, and we'll see you next time on Room 6. Oh yeah, and also, I got a new project called Room 6 Radio. There's a link down there as well for that. And check it out. Other than that, say goodbye, guys.
Cool. See you around.
See you soon.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Nothing? Okay.